Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Abenyamonge Media for today's stories and detailed analysis from Kenya and all the four corners of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday Honorable Fred Matiang'i was in Gatundu to attend a funeral. And I've always told you that in politics, there's nothing that happens just with mere coincidence. It's now the second or third time that Fred Matiang'i is making public appearances. And even in that burial, Matiang'i made a speech and he addressed the issues that are affecting Kenyans, where he told the congregation there that issues affecting Kenyan in North Rift are the same issues that are affecting Kenyans in all other sides of the country. And I want you to listen to what Matiang'i had to say, but of course, take a second or two, subscribe to our channel so that we are always growing together. This is what Fred Matiang'i had to say in that burial.
Najua Mrs. Kihara na ile timu yetu ingine, wale hata marafiki zenu wengine wale tunajuana Washington na wengine, kuja kusema pole kwa haya ambayo yamefanyika hapa, na ninawashukuru nyinyi wote wananchi. Mwishowe you discover that we are all one people, and the challenges we face and whatever happens to us happens to all of us as one people. Shida zetu ama our challenges do not distinguish between which part of the country you come from, which tribe you belong to, where do you go to church, and so on and so forth. Ama namna gani? Basi tufuate vile tunaelezwa na viongozi wetu hapa wa kanisa, tupendane, tusidi kuombeana na kukaa pamoja. Mheshimiwa Jango, I have heard.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fred Matiang'i, who it said that has hired a foreign country to lobby for him support for the 2027 general election, and it said that he has really invested heavily in that foreign company. I want us in this analysis to look into the prospects or the aftermath of Fred Matiang'i from now to the 2027 general election. What are the possibilities? What are the possible coalitions that Fred Matiang'i can get into and clinch presidency in the 2027 general election? And without further ado, let's get into it. Number one is that Fred Matiang'i has a high probability of getting votes from every part of the country. Remember very well that Fred Matiang'i served as a cabinet secretary during the times of President Uhuru Kenyatta, and he was one of the best cabinet secretary who was always promoted from one docket to another. Remember that he started in the Ministry of Communication. He came to the Ministry of Communication, where he did very well, and I think he's the one who initiated the things of analog digital thing. He came to education, put out good policies. He's the one who initiated the painting of school buses to yellow, and a lot of policies stopped the examination cheating. Then he came to the Ministry of Interior, where he also performed very well. And by so doing, Kenyans really loved Fred Matiang'i. And even now, every Kenyan, a lot of Kenyans know Fred Matiang'i of his good work he did in the times of Uhuru Kenyatta as president. So that is the advantage Matiang'i has. Number one, is known throughout the country. Unlike other people who will be running presidency without having been in government, Fred Matiang'i has that advantage of being known throughout the country. So he is not going to come as a new person. Also, although he has never run for presidency, Kenyans understand that he is able to the task and he can perform if given opportunity. Number two is that if Fred Matiang'i is going to run for presidency, he is going to run against President William Samoei Ruto, and therefore he has to get into a very strong coalition. And according to me, Fred Matiang'i ought to join with Rigathi Gachagua so that they can avoid splitting the vote of the Mount Kenya region. If Fred Matiang'i, Kalonzo Musyoka, and Rigathi Gachagua get into one coalition, trust me that that coalition has a very high possibility of winning the 2027 general election. Because Matiang'i is coming with that national outlook. He is known of his performance. Rigathi Gachagua is coming with that sympathy of the people of the Mount Kenya region through the frustrations he has gone through. And Kalonzo Musyoka is coming with the Ukambani vote, and he is also known for standing with Raila for a long time. Some of the Raila Odinga supporters who will be opposed to William Samoei Ruto will consider that side of Kalonzo Musyoka. So these people will be very strong. So Fred Matiang'i out to work with Rigathi Gachagua and Kalonzo Musyoka. Otherwise, if Fred Matiang'i picks a running mate from the Mount Kenya region independently, and then Rigathi Gachagua also runs to a different coalition which is not part of Fred Matiang'i, then the Mount Kenya region basket vote might be split. Because there are some people in the Mount Kenya region who will consider voting for Fred Matiang'i, and whoever he will pick, let's say for example he takes Ndindi Nyoro, then there are people who will go consider voting for Ndindi Nyoro and Fred Matiang'i. And then Rigathi Gachagua also, if cleared his cases, let's say he's running as a running mate of Kalonzo Musyoka, there are some people who will also consider voting for Kalonzo Musyoka and Rigathi Gachagua. And that one will affect the huge basket voting block of the Mount Kenya region. Therefore, the number one thing that should be done right now is ensuring that the Mount Kenya region vote is not divided. And a lot of people are saying if Rigathi Gachagua has to do the 2027 general election one time and ensure that it's a one-time win, it's to support Fred Matiang'i for presidency, and then they can work out with Kalonzo Musyoka and Rigathi Gachagua on how is going to take what position in the running mate and maybe priming cabinet position. Or if they consider giving Rigathi Gachagua presidency, then Fred Matiang'i comes in as a running mate. Also, it can also work because a lot of Kenyans will, the Mount Kenya region basket will vote for Rigathi Gachagua, and Matiang'i will pull some votes across the country because of his good track record. So that's the thing, that number two, that Fred Matiang'i ought to do. Get a very suitable coalition with strong people. Number three is that Fred Matiang'i is playing the silent card. He's not, even yesterday, he did not address the issue of him running for presidency. As much as most of the speakers there requested him to run for president in 2027, he did not directly address that issue. The importance of this secret card that Matiang'i is maintaining is that Matiang'i understands very well that if he does declare his presidency right now, the government will be on him. A lot of cases will be brought upon him. KRA will be upon him. A lot of DCI will be following him. And he's playing that silent card until the right time. Of course, it's a good strategy, but he should look into that strategy to ensure that it doesn't take him too long to the election period that Kenyans will consider him to have come too late. So also the silent card, very good, but should be very careful about it. The last thing is that Fred Matiang'i should not only consider looking into the old politicians. Remember that you have the Gen Z factor. They have Gen Z is considered to have about 5.6 million votes. Matiang'i should look into young, strong politicians. He should read the likes of Babu Owino, get the likes of Natembeya, go to Western, get the likes of Cleo Malala, go to the Mount Kenya region, get the likes of Ndindi Nyoro, get the likes of Peter Salasya. These young, popular politicians can give you a significant number of votes that can change the outcome of the results, putting in mind that the Kenyan election is very, very competitive, and winning can be sometimes of a narrow percentage. Remember the 2022 general election, Ruto won with only 200,000 votes, very narrow percentage. It can be the same case in the 2027 election. So Matiang'i should not take any chances. He should slowly start reaching out to these young politicians. Of course, the young politicians will come with that pool of some Gen Z votes, because I've always told you, ladies and gentlemen, that Gen Z is a rollout of producing voters each day, because today there's somebody who is reaching 18 years, tomorrow somebody else will be reaching 18, yesterday somebody got 18 years. They are producing voters each and every day. And youths or young children or young Gen Z who were born as late as 2009 will be voting the 2027 general election. 2008 they'll be voting the 20 general election. So these youths have a huge number of votes, and it said that in the 2022 general election they did not turn out. But with what is going on, with the anger they have shown, it might turn out that in the 2027 general election they are going to turn out and vote. So Fred Matiang'i should consider reaching to the Gen Z. There are people also who can really influence on the outcome of their election. Ladies and gentlemen, that's but only my opinion. You can tell me what you think in the comment section. I'll take my time to read and respond to it. As obvious, remember to subscribe to our channel so that